Hey, what's up guys? My name is Anand and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about 2020 digital marketing trends and challenges. So let's get started. The first one in my list is personalization, and this is a very powerful, I want to say a tactic, but it's a trend that's been happening across multiple different platforms, multiple different channels, and a lot many brands and advertisers are starting to implement personalization tokens in their digital marketing activities. So one example is Shutterfly, that you can see this image on the left side, where Shutterfly sent an email to one of their subscriber, and they are using the first name personalization token in the subject line. Now let's say you get this email, and if let's say you are Stephanie, you are more likely to open this email and read the email content completely, because it's just eye-catching, because your name is being referred in the subject line. Out of thousands of emails that you get in a day, this email will definitely stand apart. So you can use these kind of personalization tokens not just in the subject line, but it can go in the body, it can go in the subject line. You can even use it on your landing page. When people click on the button and when they click on the landing page, you can use a tool like HubSpot or ClickFunnels and create smart modules. So that way the engagement rate goes high, the content consumption goes high, and the probability of your users taking an action will definitely go high. Now, a few other ways that you can use personalization is using personalized offers or discounts. Now, this is again personalized offer or discount, but then let's say you are an e-commerce store and you want to use personalized discounts or product pages on your e-commerce store. Now that's how you can provide a really highly relevant online shopping experience, where you are recommending products based on your customers' information. Again, data is going to be extremely key to recommend personalized content and personalized products, so you can make sure that you can improve your conversion rate on your e-commerce store. And again, product recommendation is again a good way to create that personalized experience for your customers. Now, let me quickly mention that personalization is different than customization. If you take an example of Canva, which is an online photo editing and video editing software or tool, Canva provides customized templates, or they provide a bunch of different templates that you can customize and then later on use it for your marketing purpose. So personalization is different than customization. That's something to keep in mind. Now, next trend that I would say is every brand and every website will now try to utilize featured snippet and try to rank for position 0. Now, this is an example of featured snippet where if someone is searching for why is my internet so slow, Google is going to give you a snippet of that answer on the search engine results page itself. So this is how you can make sure that you dominate for that keyword. You showcase your expertise, you showcase that you are an authoritative source of information, and try to beat your competition. So ranking your keywords and making sure that your keywords are impacting your featured snippet is something that you should care moving forward, because a lot many brands and companies are going to aim for featured snippet. The other thing I want to mention is Google is showing these featured snippets and answers on the results page itself, so the organic traffic is going to go down. So that's why it's important to rank for position 0 and featured snippet, so that when someone wants to read more about this particular answer, they will click on that link and they will read more. There are a few ways you can try to optimize your website for featured snippet. Make sure that you use highly relevant and intent based answers. Keep it short. Optimize your page using H1 and H2 tags. You can have a FAQ schema in your website implemented. You can create a how to section. Those are just a few ways that you can make sure that you are ranking for those keywords and have Google optimize your website so that you can be displayed on featured snippet. The next trend I would say is video marketing. Now, I can't stress enough how important video is getting because a lot many platforms such as LinkedIn, Facebook, they have changed their algorithm so that they push video content more and more. So if you upload a video natively on LinkedIn, your reach is going to be at least 5 times more than a, a post that has a photo and a link that takes someone off LinkedIn platform. I hope that makes sense. So live video and video marketing is something that is going to grow. And if you are a company that has not yet implemented, a video marketing strategy, then you should definitely start doing it because video content type tend to perform pretty well on social media platforms. But not just that, you can actually explain a lot using video. Like think about this video that you're watching on my YouTube channel. You are getting to know a lot. You're learning a lot, and you're getting educated. But if you were to do the same by reading a blog post, it's going to take a lot of time. Now, this next trend is about digital advertising, and here, as you can see, the ad spending report year over year. So in 2017, brands used to spend around $265,000 million. That's actually $265 billion, I guess. That's right. Yeah, $265 billion. Now, if you fast forward it to 2021, it's around 391. So basically, the point here is ad spending is going to grow year over year. So for example, in 2020, 2021, the ad spend growth is going to be around 7.2. So no matter what the economy is doing, whether it's recession, whether the economy is growing, people are going to advertise. They are going to spend money to push their products and services. So if you are not advertising on social media or on display network or on search network, now is the time to start advertising because organic reach is going to go down. Most of these platforms are not going to push your content organically. You will have to spend money to reach new audience and generate leads. So definitely set aside a budget for digital advertising. That's the main point with this trend. Now, moving on, I want to mention something about traffic that you get on mobile versus desktop. So in 2013, 16.2% of website traffic worldwide was through mobile phones. But look at that, in 2019, almost 53% of the traffic is coming from mobile and smartphones and all those handheld devices. So if you are a brand that has a website that does not work on phones, then Google is not going to Google is not even going to bother ranking your website because in 2019 they announced that it's going to take a mobile first approach. So try to make sure that you use a responsive layout. Your content is readable on mobiles. It is mobile friendly, and make sure that the elements that you use is easily accessible because your content needs to be crawl indexed because Google is taking a mobile first approach. The other thing I want to mention is if your website is not loading fast on smartphones, then that's again that you should take care of because technical SEO is something going to impact your website ranking as well. So again, mobile first approach is a trend, and you should make sure that all your content, all your website is mobile responsive. And again, what does that mean in terms of content creation? This is the mobile share of organic search visits. So by 2012, 2020, you can say almost 60% of organic search visits will be coming from mobile phones. So that's why you need to think about mobile first and then desktop as the second option. Now, finally, I want to mention something about life cycle stage or life cycle marketing. In the olden days, when brands and companies they wanted to utilize digital marketing, they used to think about just one channel, whether it's social or whether it's paid or earned media. They always think about just one channel, and they will create a content and then they will push it on a social network, and then they will expect that the customer or the user will interact and buy the product. But today, the customer interaction has changed completely. Usually, a customer falls into three stages: awareness, consideration, and decision, where you where the potential customer is trying to first understand what the problem is, and then they realize what the problem is and how they can solve that challenge, and then they finally research on different products and services that can solve that problem. So they finally enter into the decision phase. So awareness, consideration, and decision. But how does that translate in terms of marketing? This is the graph that you can refer to, where you basically reach a new audience using print, SEO, or content marketing. Then you make them to take an action on your landing page, on your home page, or your product page. You then ask them to fill out the form and convert them into a subscriber or a lead or a marketing qualified lead, and then finally they become a customer, and then they continue engaging with your brand and become your brand ambassadors. So think about this life cycle that a customer goes through, that is reach, act, convert, and engage. Your brand should be available on multiple different platforms. On social media, you need to advertise, you need to use organic channels, and you need to create content based on where your customer is in their buyer's journey. And that is how you can call it as a life cycle marketing. And this is something that you should start implementing right from day one when you have something to promote, because your content needs to align with your buyer's journey, and that is how you can make sure that you are being relevant, the intent is satisfied, and you can get more conversion rate. So make sure that you use this life cycle stage concept in your digital marketing strategy. Now, I want to quickly touch base on some of the challenges. I know every video, actually, before going into challenges, I want to mention one more thing. No video can be completed by throwing up the word artificial intelligence. Every single marketer out there is talking about automation and artificial intelligence, and I don't want to call it as a trend, because a lot of you marketers are already using tools and softwares that has some level of AI and automation included. Now, say for example, you use HubSpot. HubSpot has progressive profiling, it has lead scoring, and it can create workflows to send automated emails. Or let's say you use Mailchimp, then you can create these campaigns that you can create drip campaigns that segments your audience and sends them email on a regular basis. So artificial intelligence is something that is already present in your day-to-day marketing activities. So I don't want to call it as a trend, but that is something that's going to increase more and more as companies launch new tools such as ManyChat for chatbots, or Uber Suggest for finding different keywords, or all the different softwares out there that's going to help marketers make their life easier. AI and automation will be a part of it. So you are already into that trend. The point here is it's going to increase more and more moving forward. Okay, let's talk about some of the challenges, because as a digital marketer, I want you to keep an eye on these things, because this is something that's going to be a challenge, and I would like to hear your feedback and your thoughts in the comment section regarding how can we solve those challenges. The first one is privacy regulations because of GDPR. So as more and more companies try to be more compliant regarding GDPR and how they manage data, it's going to be a challenge in terms of being compliant, because you need to now start thinking about how do you collect their consent, making sure that your forms that you use is GDPR compliant, you use the right language, and you let users know what exactly you are collecting and why exactly you are collecting. So trying to be compliant and trying to adapt and change everything is going to be a little bit of a challenge, because that's going to require you to market your products and services a little bit different than what you were used to. The second challenge is, you know, decreasing effectiveness of identification methods such as cookies. Now, think about this. Let's say you are a brand in Germany and you have a website selling, let's say, auto parts. Now, in order to be GDPR compliant, you have to clearly show a message on your website saying this website uses cookies, and we would like you to accept those cookies so that you can continue using the website, or something similar. The point here is you have to show a banner and you have to show them buttons where they can accept cookies or decline cookies, and most of them are going to continue browsing your website, because they might just not know that they have to accept cookies, or they might just don't care about accepting cookies. So as a marketer, you're now going to lose those session data. You won't be able to install Facebook Pixel, LinkedIn Insight Tag, or Google Remarketing Pixel. You won't be able to create custom audience, and you cannot retarget them using digital ad platforms. So as a marketer, you are going to lose a lot of options because cookies are not going to be installed in their machine. So that's again a big challenge, because a lot of our tools and techniques that we use in terms of promotion and advertising is based on cookies. So if you are unable to install those cookies, that's going to be a problem. The third challenge, what I see, is declining organic reach. Now, this is already happening on social media. I already mentioned about how Facebook and LinkedIn and all those platforms are not very happy, or they don't want to push organic content because they want brands and companies to advertise. So the organic reach is going to go down, but then Google is trying to play around those same lines. When I mentioned about featured snippet, Google is now showing the answer then and there. So if a user is searching for something, or if a user is asking a question and if Google is answering on the search engine results page itself, you won't get that traffic, because people are not going to click on those 10 blue links on the first page, because the searcher intent is already satisfied. So not just on social, but even on the SEO side, your organic reach is going to go down. So as a marketer, you need to start thinking creatively. How can you increase that organic reach? Do we need to use different media formats? Do you need to optimize your website in a different way? Those are some of the things that you should start thinking about. Now, fourth challenge, I don't want to call it a challenge, but obviously this is something that you're already facing. That is increased competition among your industry. So if you're in a retail business, or if you're selling educational course materials online, there are tons of other competitors who are going to do the same, and they are going to start creating content. They want to have access to the same 10 blue links on the first page. So basically you are going to face an increased competition on the organic side. You are going to face challenges such as your competitor ranking for the same keyword, your competitor outranking you on Google, your competitor getting more engagement on social media. So how do you stand apart from your competition is something that you should start thinking about. Um, and finally, increased advertising cost. Now, let's say you are an advertiser who is trying to bid on a keyword that costed you $2 a click, and I'm going to call it as SEO tools. Let's say you are running an ad for an SEO company who sells search engine optimization tools, and let's say the cost per click is $2 for a single click. Now, your competitor is going to bid on that same keyword, and he's going to bid for like $2.20. There are so many other advertisers who are going to bid on that same keyword, and now you're going to start competing with each other in terms of that cost per click. 3 years back, if it was costing $2 a click, now it's going to cost you like $10 a click. Now, my point is, your advertising cost is going to go higher and higher each year, because there is going to be new competitors entering that same space. They are going to bid on that same keyword. They are going to try to bid more so that they get the position one, or they get their ad position on the first page, and that is going to drive up the overall advertising cost. So I want you to think about how can you improve your relevance score, how can you improve your ad quality score, and how can you bring down your advertising cost so that you provide a better user experience, so that you have a better landing page experience, and you have a higher click-through rate. So those are some of the challenges, guys, in 2020 and beyond. Now, I know this challenge segment is something that you should always be thinking about, and as a marketer, I want you to think about creative solutions to solve those challenges. If you have any ideas or if you have any suggestions, let me know in the comment section so that we can have a productive discussion on my YouTube channel. Well, that's it, guys, for today, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.